righty. Microphone check 1, 2. Is this thing on? Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. Today we will be diving into the Delphi murders of Abby and Libby. Most of you are very familiar with this case. We spend a lot of time on it here on this channel. Matter of fact, it's the very reason this channel exists. So everything we've really learned about how an investigation should be conducted, we've learned on that journey. So the things that we will be talking about today will be the defense exhibits. We'll look at the crime scene. We'll talk about the Odinism angle for the majority of the live stream. That's pretty much it. And then directly after this live stream, we will be having our members meeting. So members, the link is in the description. Right after, just click that, and we'll probably take a 10-minute break, and then we'll get going. All right, so these documents can be located in the, I guess you could call it the Gall document dump. And I will put them on the screen for you now. So it's basically a list of the defense's exhibits they plan to present during the trial. And a lot of this we have in our possession, because strangely enough, it's like Facebook posts talk about Brad Holder, Patrick Westfall, Elvis. So a lot of these exhibits are just things yanked off of social media. And then interviews, videos of interviews. So we can go through all of this. And then we'll kind of go through all the information that we have that correlates with this. Then I'll hear what you guys have to say. What's going on, Willow? Shane. Metal Mama, True Crime. Brad from Outside of the Grid, Lone Pony, Rescue All the Dogs. Let me go ahead and post this link for you guys. I'm sorry about that. So if you guys want to call in, I'll have the link up in the chat here. Just a minute or two. If you're feeling froggy. And just like that, it is pinned. So what you're looking at here is all public information. Let's go through it. It's 3 pages long. What's up, Starquilt? Nedra, Metal, Melissa, Sharon, good to see you. Frank Meister, my guy. Julianne, Jill, Christine. All right. Jari, what's up? Shane, Nedra, 63. Good to see you. Misty, welcome in. What's up, Willow D? H Nixon 83. Hathers. Jason, what up? Welcome in. Who am I missing? Obsessed Mind. Missing and Unsolved. Beth, good to see you. Steffa, what up? Susie. Ryan Jagger. Or Jaeger. Ruckus, what up, Ruckus? If you know me, can you please look into the Treehouse murder? Send me an email. What's up, Cindy? The defense marks him confidential, but openly shares with Westerman and anyone else who wants to look at their table. I don't think that's quite how it went. That's definitely not the official story. Whatever the truth may be, that's definitely not the official story. What's up, Cypher? Misty? Good to see you, Julia. What's going on, Susie? Sees through. Welcome in, Brandon. True Crime Housewife. Boston, what's up? All right, good to see everybody. Anybody that wants to join me, hit that link. Feel free to call in. These are the things we will be discussing today. These these are the items that I pulled here. So, defense exhibits, which will be that list. We'll look at some of these folks: Brad Holder, Patrick Westfall, some of the folks that are mentioned, and we'll try to see if any of it makes sense. I have the defense memo that was leaked. I have that up. What's up, DP? Hey, Sleuth, if Richard Allen pleads, when do you think the best time to do that? I don't think he's done with whatever it is he has planned yet. Once all the discovery is completely out there and they're all done with their strategic maneuvers. I'm thinking somewhere shortly right after that, once everything's finalized. And right before they get ready for trial. Looks like we do have somebody calling in. Give me a moment. Is it Lewis Cipher? Lewis Cipher. Lewis, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, buddy.
Welcome on.
Thanks.
What can I do for you?
I've had like some things that I've seen that I've always had questions about. Sorry, I'm gonna pause my stuff here. That just leave a bad taste in my mouth. That it's just really confusing to me. So basically, if I can say this is
Hold on real quick.
sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I noticed. I don't know if anybody else noticed, and I'm sorry if any family members are in here or anything, but Carrie, I noticed a long time ago that she had, she has a sleeve tattoo, Carrie Timmons,
Okay.
and
Yeah, Libby's mom.
yeah, yeah, she has coordinates on there on her sleeve. Well, those coordinates lead to a church in Delphi, and I didn't know if anybody knew of anything, but that just caught me as weird.
What's weird about it?
Well, it was pointed out very well, wherever I saw it in like an interview or something, but it was pointed out basically, and it was led to believe that that's where the girls were found.
At a church?
No, that those coordinates on her arm or whatever, those it was led to believe that that's where the girls were found. That's why she had it on her arm.
Well, we
So,
have the coordinates of the crime scene. I mean, did you match them up?
yep, and they go to a church in Delphi.
Yeah, maybe she has some kind of personal connection to that church, maybe. But I
Could
don't see how what it has to do with the crime scene.
Well, no, no, no. I'm sorry, I didn't. I just jumped in here. I've never been on your show before.
Yeah,
I
welcome
just
in, by
thought
the
I'd
way.
ask a question. Thank you, thank you. I just thought I'd ask a question, see if anybody ever knew anything about that or anything.
Yeah, as soon as you said Carrie, I was just like, careful what you say, like
Right, right. No, I'm not saying anything bad here. I was just curious on if that was what helped her through it, or if there's a different meaning or whatever.
I've
You know,
seen a
it,
lot of weird tattoos kind of surrounding this case. I think Erskine
thank you.
has like
Yes, thank you.
something like a weird tattoo on his chest too. So I get
Mm,
why you're curious, but
right. All right, man. That's all I was wondering. But yeah, sorry if I interrupted the whole thing of the show
no,
here.
that's what this show is. You want to call in if there anything else you wanted to talk about?
There's plenty, but I don't want to take your whole show up, bud.
Look, well, you have the stage if you don't want, I don't want to kick you out of here.
Oh, no worries, man. No worries. You guys go about your thing. I'll keep watching your show here.
All right.
So
Thank you for the call.
yeah, man. Take care.
Bye. Yeah, that's the first I've heard of that. Coordinates tattooed on Carrie's arm that lead to a church. Yeah, I'm sure that's something she would have to explain. Thank you again for the call, Lewis Cipher. Appreciate it. If there's something else that you see that comes up throughout the live stream, feel free to call back, man. Ruckus says, I dropped in behind enemy lines last night. Yeah, sometimes you have to. You got to let them know sometimes. What's up, Coach Kev? Welcome in. Welcome in. Switzerland says it's to Libby's grave. Okay. Yeah, I've never heard of it. I never seen a image of the tattoo. I'm not sure. But that would make perfect sense. Squeaky Will, I heard Gull and Baldwin and Rosie in her office today had each one of them standing in opposite corners with their noses pressed against the wall. In timeout or what? Stand there until they learn to behave. Well, from what I understand, they're already transitioning the new team back to the old team. So just took a few days, I guess. We got some DNA documentation. Not Don't know what that means. Photo of the F tree. This is all listed as confidential, right? Not to be leaked to the public. Photo of the F tree. Photo of the shoe under Abby's leg. Photo of cell phone under Abby's leg. 3 photos of the bullet. Graph showing the depth of Deer Creek. Leggett's autopsy notes. Now, this is something I found very interesting. Marked as confidential. Photo of yellow rope tied to tree. Now, we heard about this yellow rope early on because I believe it was captured in some kind of a photo. I think somebody from a local media outlet was able to take some photos from just outside the perimeter. And I believe there was a yellow rope or something. But there was some folks who were able to debunk it, according to them, saying that it was part of the forensic team and they had a rope. But there's always been rumors and circulating the case about the bridge guy having rope, and he looks like he's kind of got a few different items with him. Some folks like to call it his kill kit, and that very well could be what it is: a knife, a gun, and a rope, maybe. God knows what else. So we got that confidential photo, yellow rope tied to a tree. Odinism website, man hanging upside down from a tree, man wearing antlers. Brad Holder, tree painting, we have that. So we have all that stuff. Daniel Bray, I think that's an author. Sacrifice and Sacrificial Ideology in Old Norse Religion. I think Brad Holder might have taken a photo of that book and posted it to his Facebook. Here's the highly coveted Odin report, 12 pages. Patrick Westfall definitely was interested in this. Wonder if that'll ever be made public. I don't know which DIN this is. Which one is the lost narrative? The Richard Allen Whiteman. Photo of Brad Holder and Patrick Westfall. We have that one. Confidential report labeled DIN-C002561. Patrick Westfall interview. So they interviewed him on the 19th. Damn. And according to Mr. Westfall, 4 to 8 hour polygraph exam that he passed with flying colors. So I'd like to see the results of that. That'll most likely come up at some point. Brad Holder Facebook post of his hand. We have that. I think he drew like a rune on it or something. Side-by-side photo of Holder's hand and Abby at the crime scene. ATS, what's up? I missed it. What was it? What was what? Jari says, Ruckus, you looked tuned out last night. Are you guys talking about criminality? Yeah, I'm starting to really like that channel. I like how she kind of gives her opinion. She tells you she's not for sure one way or the other, but she kind of lets you know, like, I'm leaning over here, right? I'm really leaning towards all this Odinism stuff and some kind of a setup, but I'm not convinced. So I like that. So shout out to Criminality for making me feel welcome. Aw, snap. Metal Mama gifted Beth Gonzalez. Welcome back, Beth. Yeah, I mean, I just can't keep going through these chats where there's like 100 unanswered comments. Just can't do it. Ruckus went toe to toe with Gray Hughes. Oh, really? Came out looking pretty good. Well, I mean, they both agree pretty much with each other. Miss Thang, what's up? Thanks for posting these. Well, not these ones specifically, but you posted your copies in the Discord. Thank you. So I just wanted to make sure I was able to track them down and where the source of this information came from, and it was in the document dump. I think you can still access that on the Allen County Twitter, right? I could be wrong, but it is public. I don't have the link to it. Sorry. What's up, Dash? Ruckus says somebody needed to represent this side of the line. You must have missed the first part of the show. What's going on, Susie? Shane says, I have my X tattooed on my chest. Should have gotten coordinates instead. Interesting. Okay, let's see what else we got here. I think wife Lilith talked about this a little bit. So now I kind of know why she brought it up. 726 North Charles Street to Delphi Cemetery. So that's not too far from Riley Park. Page 2 of 3. Confidential report. Winters, Boucher, Ryan Boucher. Now, Ryan Boucher, I don't know why there's an affidavit. I wonder if they searched. I don't know. It's strange. Why would there be an affidavit? Email from Ferenczi to Leggett. It looks like December of 2018. Video 2016 Odomism. Oh, see, now it's getting strange. Odomism.
This is some trippy ass shit on.
Odomism. So we have that video of the Odinism ceremony filmed by Brad. Let's welcome Lewis back on.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Welcome back.
Thanks. Quick couple of things just to see if you knew anything about it. Along the lines of, let's see, how do I want to say it?
Looks like we lost Mr. Cypher. Brandon says Ruckus versus Gray, sympathies to Gray. Charlie says I like her too. Very interesting, says ATS. Lynn, what's up? Florida just passed a bill that anyone under 16 won't be able to use social media. Probably without their parents' consent, maybe. I'm sure there's already some kind of law like that. Squeaky says many people took offense to Gray Hughes being on the panel, seemed to take it personally. Now he's just frustrated with all of this. Me, I'm going to keep an open mind. I get frustrated, but I try to keep my emotion out of it. But I understand where people are coming from. I can see both sides of it. And I think he gets mostly frustrated by the sensationalism of it all. A lot of people who, when they first touch this case and they start looking into the Delphi case to see what happened, they go into that weird Odinism or that non-secular or ritualistic path, and they spend a lot of time on it, and they find a lot of strange things. But they've never really been able to piece it together. Well, all of a sudden you get Richard Allen and his defense team kind of helps you with that, right? And it makes you feel all warm and fuzzy because those are the same ideas that you had a long time ago. And you knew in the back of your mind that, somehow it was all going to add up. So that's what they're doing. They're appealing to you, to your ego, knowing that you were going to solve this problem and you were right. But just remember, it's okay to be wrong, especially if you can't prove it. So it's going to get very interesting according to this list here. We have a lot of this stuff too here. Photo of sticks forming an F. We got that. Confidential side-by-side photo of sticks forming an F. And the F at the crime scene. So, there's a lot of stuff. What's up, Devoted? Welcome in. Frederica says those were coordinates to her grave. Once upon a crime, I'm lurking. Great to see you. I'm not inclined to think Odinism. Right now, I'm not convinced because everything really stems from the crime scene, right? Apparently, investigators were looking at the crime scene and said, yeah, this is definitely some type of occult ritualistic killing. So that's where it comes from. That's the part I struggle with. When I look at it, I don't see anything strange. We have the sticks or whatever, and then we've also been privy to what the F tree looks like. So, we know what it looks like, and it doesn't look like ruins to me. So that's the part I struggle with. So you can go off on a tangent about how the conspiracy and how deep and vast it goes and how it's going to blow your mind. But really, if you can't get past that first little step, that's everything. That is it. If that's not a true statement that these are runes, if that's not true, then none of that other stuff matters. Why even try to tie in Brad Holder? Why even try to tie in Patrick Westfall? Because the only thing that ties them in would be a ritual, Is that what we're looking at? I don't believe so. What's up, Camaro? Welcome in. When I look at the crime scene, I see, I can see a single killer. I can see him attacking the girls in just the right way that it disables them quickly. And a lot of the weird stuff, like the positioning of it, I think is just natural. From the way I hear it, Abby was probably dragged, right? Your elbows are going to be like in that position. And Libby, both her hands were covered in blood. So why wouldn't that make perfect sense that she put her hand against the tree? Right? That's pretty obvious to me that the killer hit her in the neck. She grabbed it, leaned against the tree, and then fell back with her arm. That's natural. It sounds like that's exactly what happened. It would have been extremely quick. So he wasn't, I don't think he was posing them like some tarot card or trying to communicate anything. I think he was just trying to get them out of the line of sight. He heard people coming up the bridge. Remember, Cheyenne was on the bridge at about 3:42. And Derek German was there at about 3:30, hollering, yelling, talking with people. So it would be at this point where he's hiding the phone because it's probably ringing, puts it in the shoe, puts it under one of his victims to silence it. That would have done the trick. The last thing he needs is for Cheyenne and the arguing couple to make their way down the south end of that bridge and to see what he's just done. That's when he begins to clothe them, move them, stage them. It isn't until Cheyenne gets to the south end of that bridge that he begins to cover them with sticks and make his way up. People say, well, why would he do that? Well, he did it because he needed to buy himself some time. If they would have found those girls within an hour, he would have been arrested that night. Because now they're looking for a murderer. Now they're looking for somebody specific. They would have begin questioning people a lot sooner. So what he did bought him almost 24 hours. Bought him 22 hours. And that's just enough time to come up with this plan. Now, his plan was a very proactive plan. And I think in order to come up with this plan and to do what he did next, he had to have sat down with somebody. And somebody said to him, okay, let's go over this. What happened? Who saw you? Tell me everything. Don't leave out any detail. Right? So they're writing their own affidavit at that point. Now, I believe at the advice of somebody, a friend, family member, cohort, they said you need to come forward. The people that saw you will report you. You need to report that you seen that you actually did see them. They saw you. That way, you're all clear. You had nothing to. Nobody saw you near the girls or with the girls. There's no reason for you not to come forward. Now, that's going to buy you even more time. It bought him 6 years. So what he did at the crime scene bought him 1 day. That was enough time to come up with a plan that would then buy him 6 years. And also probably come up with this Odinism stuff. Remember, he's had a head start on the investigators, right? If he's the killer, you want to talk about having access to information. He is the vault. He is the hard drive. Richard Allen is the only one that really, if he's guilty, is the only one that really 100% knows what happened down there. So if he's coming up with some kind of a story, it would fit really well with what condition he left in at the crime scene, right? Nedra says the Odinism stuff is not going to fly at trial. I mean, it might. I mean, it's very compelling. It would be easy to gaslight somebody with this, just keep repeating it over and over and over and over and over. You won't even have to put this group of people at the Monon High Bridge Trail. Just gaslight everybody about it. Because it's just so compelling, right? So compelling. Look how compelling it is. Facebook photo, Facebook photos, Facebook photo. This one, is it a swastika? I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. Next on Geraldo. Sticks from Facebook. So all these web sleuths are like, I told you I was a pro. That's exactly how I conducted my investigation. Now I hear Elvis Fields interview, 2018. Johnny Messer interview, 2018. Confidential supplemental report. Another Elvis Fields interview. Looks like February. Mary Jacobs polygraph examination. I wonder if that's his relative who said that he participated. And I don't doubt that he said that. More Facebook photos. Confidential photo from the crime scene. The antlers, apparently. Patrick Westfall. Facebook photo of Westfall cutting the tree limb. We have that. I don't have any of this Rod Abrams. I know who this is, but I don't have any of that. Sedition exposed. This is the list of exhibits that went with the Franks motion. These aren't trial exhibits. This isn't new info. I don't ever remember saying it was new info. I told you at the beginning of the live stream exactly where it came from and when it was provided.
Yeah. Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
How about that? That's not new information, man. That's funny. I don't remember saying breaking news. This just in. Our sources were following Prosecutor McClelland, and this fell out of his briefcase. Breaking news. Brad Holder, Facebook post of Alter, Richard Allen, still shot taken from video that Westville produced. I wonder if that's when he was looking all sick with stains all over his shirt. Jari. That's funny. What's up, James? Good to see you. DP, I wonder if Brad Holder can use the defense team for defamation. I think they're going to try to. I know that's what Patrick Westfall was very interested in. Teresa had numerous guests on last night, including Sleuth Intuition, Bob Mata, and Sleuthy Goosey, plus others at different times. Ruckus ended up being on the panel with Gray. Yeah, it was very interesting. I wish I could have stayed. I missed a lot. Ruckus says, last night I asked Bob, and he said the defense team did a full investigation on all the Odinists. Interesting. I wonder if they're ready to go to trial. I wonder. Looks like we got a call in. Give me a moment, guys. Julia Burns.
Yep. Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Welcome in. What's on your mind today?
I just had one quick thing that I never really formed an opinion about, and I was wondering what you thought. So, when Richard Allen, he mentioned how he saw the three girls on the bridge. What would his benefit be to say that he did not see Libby and Abby? Is that like a timeline issue?
Wait, say that again.
So he mentioned he saw the three girls, but denied seeing Libby and Abby ever. What would be the benefit for him to say that he didn't see them?
Well, I think it's important that he has zero contact with those girls. Because if he has contact with them and nobody else is around, he's the last person to have contact with them.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I just thought it was kind of odd because it didn't link him to the actual crime scene, and he already linked himself to the bridge where they knew that Libby and Abby were at. Same with the other three girls. So I don't know what the harm would be for him to mention that, but I do see your point.
Probably just his own personal. I mean, he definitely. I think that's what he wanted to exclude
Yeah.
from his whole experience there. Like, yeah, I was there. I saw those people. But these girls that went missing, no, I didn't even see them. Not quite sure what you're talking about.
Right. Yeah. I guess the less that he divulges, the less, you know,
Yep.
they can kind of pin him with. Yeah. Well, that was pretty much it.
Anything else? I can pull up anything. I mean, you got the stage if you need it.
Um, Not so much with the legal stuff. I mean, I have a few things from way back when with the Kagan Klein and stuff, but I don't know if that's something you want to talk about.
Yeah, we can talk about anything, but we're also going directly into members after this too. So
Okay,
whatever you want to
well,
do.
I'll catch y'all at the members anyways, but I was wondering what you thought. I know I brought this up a lot and I can't get it out of my mind. Kagan at the Marathon gas station.
That comes when I first learned about that information. It came from the murder sheet. Their
Yeah.
source said that he searched the Marathon gas station the day that the girls went missing and were ultimately murdered. So
Right.
they kind
So,
of they kind of became real hush hush on that. So I don't know if that's ever going to come back up or not.
okay, so that wasn't authenticated. Okay.
Well, they went to pull the CCTV footage from the computers and it ended up being corrupted and they lost any potential evidence that was there. Anything of
Right.
value was lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that could happen a lot, though. I don't really put
It
much
does.
weight into that. So I don't know about that one.
I don't know. I mean, it's very interesting to know that's right near Richard Allen's home, right? We had that information before we knew about Richard Allen, and sure enough, there he is, like right up the street. It's on his path to work.
Yeah, everything's in that one concentrated area. It's hard to
Mhm.
really differentiate like what's actually, holds weight or whether it's just, really small town and that's where everybody's just kind of at.
And the Keegan Klein stuff, I think a lot of that is still confidential.
Yeah.
I think there was a little bit of discovery that had yet to be handed over to the defense team, so that might be included in that.
Yeah, I really want to hear more about that because I'm not ready to let that go, honestly.
Mm-mm.
I think it would just be such a coincidence. But honestly, with this case, I don't know anymore. Like, nothing surprises me. Just, it's just a jumble. But I think there could definitely be something there, and I'm not ready to, like, just wipe it completely.
No, not at all. Because the deeper that we search and the more that we have local sources that actually know all these people reach out to us and kind of paint that picture of what it was like growing up out there in Peru and how all these people were and how they acted and the story is that yeah, they most likely all knew each other.
Yeah, in some way or form, that makes sense for sure. And how you were saying, like, um, or just how a bunch of people, they go to the local bar and pub, and they're bound to run into each other at
Well,
some.
it's a little bit different with these folks. According to the people that I'm talking to, they were actually really good friends. Um, just out of high school, like in the early 20s, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 age, they were all really good friends.
The
They
early
date,
20s.
yeah, early
Oh,
20s.
I okay, sorry, I thought you meant 1920.
No, like their
Gotcha.
early 20s, yeah. So Richard Allen, Kathy Allen, the Kleins, and some of their mutual friends around that age group were all really tight.
Yeah. Yeah, no, when you're in a smaller school, smaller community, friend groups tend to kind of blend. Like, you could be friends with someone, 4 years older than you and stuff like that. And I don't think that's um necessarily weird. Yeah, I could see it. I could see that.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you have Keegan Klein's and apparently it's more on his mother's side than his father. His father is more tied to Kathy Allen. So they're connected. And then Keegan Klein's mother grew up in right up the street from Richard Allen.
Okay. Wait, how are Kathy and Tony connected?
They went to school together, and they also lived right up the street from one another at one point in time.
Okay. What
Mutual
do you
friends, and they all hung out together on Second Street there in Peru.
Yeah. What do you think about Kathy Allen?
I don't know. I feel when I look at all of the information, I hear things like Carrie and people who are local to the area just say, man, they're just so confused after having a video, photos, and the guy's voice. I mean, it's perplexing. It's almost the same reason why we're so drawn to this case. It's the same reason that these folks didn't come forward, right? They're the whole reason that this case wasn't solved. I think somebody did not come forward with information. Could be her. And who told him to make sure that he came forward, right? To take a proactive stance.
Right. No, I would have to imagine she'd have to be like under extreme denial, or she was, helping cover up for him, or maybe a little bit of both. I don't know, but
Maybe guilty.
yeah,
Maybe
guilty. Yeah.
maybe she was kind of upset about what happened to her brother-in-law, taking it out on Richard Allen, and then seeing that he's kind of deteriorating in his behavior. This horrible incident happens, and she might feel a little guilty about it even.
Yeah. And if he said something like, oh, it was a one-time thing, I just snapped, it was an accident, blah, blah,
I'll go
blah.
get help. I'll go to the
Right.
hospital. It'll never
Right.
happen again.
Or
I'll
like,
change.
or like, I'll go to the cops. And then she'll be like, no, 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 don't do that. Don't do that. Or something like that. I
Yeah,
could
we'll
see
take care of it.
Right. Yeah, no, I just think, I don't know.
And that
I
could be
don't,
the others involved.
yeah,
It may not even have anything to do with the Anthony shots or Odinism, or it could have something to do with all of it. All of it could be true. The Odinism and Anthony shots. It could all
yeah.
tie together.
Oh man, that would be crazy, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't put it past this case, honestly.
Well, it could be like a veiled confession from Richard Allen. That's why he knows so much about it. That's why he's somewhat tied to Keegan Klein. So this could be kind of his way of just kind of dripping the information out to the public.
Yeah. I'm surprised he wouldn't have squealed by now. I know I keep saying that, but I what does I don't know, why wouldn't he?
I think he just thought he was going to get away with it. He probably still does. I don't know if he's given up yet.
Maybe not. Oh yeah, because if he did squeal, then that would obviously be implicating him somewhat in the murder, at least. So yeah,
Exactly.
if he thought he could get away with it, then no point in doing that.
And maybe even trying to make sure like his wife and all his family members are safe. His wife finally moved out. She's out of Delphi. Nobody really knows where she's at. Anybody that may have helped him commit these murders, who has threatened his family, well, now that they're safe and they're out of town and they're in another location, he might feel a little more comfortable.
Yeah, maybe. And as it's getting closer to the trial, I'm sure if there's a trial, I'm sure it's gonna, that's probably his last ditch effort if it comes to that, so that he doesn't, get the death penalty or make some sort of deal. So
And
yeah.
also, he could be using the whole Odinism thing just as leverage. Like, let me create some resistance so I have some like a bargaining chip at least,
Right. Or at least buy him some time.
Yeah, like, look, I can make you guys go over this mountain that I'm creating for you, or I can just confess and you can give me a good deal. It's up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be it too. There's quite a bit of options here. It's weird. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I wonder what tipped, or who tipped in him, or what tipped him in. Like, I don't think it was like. Do you think it was actually like a clerical error, and they just randomly went back through everything?
No, I think they intercepted some kind of a communication, and there's a piece of information that got them just another step closer to maybe another piece of information, and they put two and two together. But I'm thinking it had a lot to do with whatever wife Lilith was doing with Keegan Klein.
Oh, okay. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because her visitations coincide with just before the Wabash River search.
Yeah, that's right.
So he could have been telling her some information, thinking that it was private or anything, right?
Yeah. How could he think it's private though? He'd have to. Well, it's Kagan. I don't know.
Maybe a code
Maybe.
coded.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. And he thought he was being smart about it.
Hmm.
Um. Yeah. It's all so crazy. I wonder if he does plea out and doesn't go to trial, are we still gonna find out all these details? I'm not really familiar with all these legal intricate
I don't know.
stuff.
I think it has to be part of the deal. And I hope that that is part of the deal, right? You need to tell us why you did it and who else was involved.
Right. Yeah. To
The
the
family
family.
needs to know. They need
Yeah.
to know why.
Yeah. The family, the community, and just everybody that they've, you know, kept leaving in the dark, which, for a good reason, mostly, I'm sure. But I mean, you can't just leave it, then be like, well, what happened? Like, was, what was your line of, what was your timeline? Like, what were you doing to stop this? And is it going to happen again? Was this, how did this happen, really?
I mean, really, I know we've been covering this case quite a lot, so we get a little desensitized to it. But if you really sit there and think about exactly what happened to those poor girls that day, for him to do something like that, he needs to explain himself. He
Oh,
needs
yeah.
to tell us what the hell, how could somebody do what he did? Why?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I have nieces around their age, and just, I put them in their shoes, and it really like hits my heartstrings, and I have to take a break like a few times, and then like I'll come back to it. But
Yeah,
I
the
just,
amount of pain that he caused is, I mean,
oh
I
yeah.
can't even wrap my head around it. It's like he didn't even need to really build a bomb and he just dropped one on that town.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And he needs to tell us why, because
Yeah, if he's guilty, right? If he's guilty.
that's true. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
feel
why
like,
was your bullet there? I mean, that's
yeah.
it for me.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll let you go. I feel like I've taken up a lot of your time, but
Great call. Thank you,
yeah,
Julia.
thank you so much. I'll see you at the members.
All right, see you in a few.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.
All right, guys. So that's going to be it. We're going to catch up on the chat. And all you members, we're going to dive right into the members only roundtable and we'll finish up this discussion. Before we do that, we will catch up on the chat, though, I promise. Good to see you, Deb. Hope you're well. I think I saw chat something from Coach Kev, something about that address being tied to Westfall. How is it tied to Patrick Westfall? I think I searched that address and I didn't see that. I didn't see anything. Thank you, Jari. All right, let's pull up some of these photos here, or should I call them exhibits? I think this one's yanked from Brad Holders. The interesting thing is it says here that it is in Delphi. And I think we had Patrick Westfall tell us that this is his home. So this tells us that they are grouping together and they are in Delphi. And not too far out from the crime, the date of the crime. January 4th. Got some runes. Oh, let's go to Devoted. I can't believe they're going to use Todd Click for anything. Yeah, they have a lot with Todd. The defense is desperate, to be honest. The jury is going to be like, what the F? Switzerland, is Cheyenne and Cheryl real? Well, Cheyenne is very real. I don't know about Cheryl. Yeah, Cheyenne is 100% real. She even posted on her Facebook early on some photos with some timestamps on it. The timestamp was 342. So for anybody that thinks that there was something going on under the bridge at 342, tell me how they're filming something under the bridge, yet less than 10 minutes later you have the killer walking down 300. Explain that one. Because apparently there's a pig roast going on underneath the bridge, and it's captured in Cheyenne's photo.
This is some trippy ass shit, Holmes.
Now, this is very interesting here. These are the things that had me interested in Brad Holder in the beginning, was all of this numerology stuff. And when you look at the crime scene, you have the two victims and then you have the image on the tree. You do it kind of looks like this. Not this exactly, but I wonder if you could break it down. Instead of 4/18/17, 2/13/17. He says, doing my homework. And this is April of 2017. Norse Magic. This is posted the day the girls were found, very early in the morning, too, around 3 a.m. Same day. Painting the rune down here at the bottom. Colored red, shape of an F. So, I mean, it is compelling, but you have to ask yourself, is that what you're seeing at the crime scene? You got to, instead of jumping over the crime scene and going right into, this conspiracy that validates every thought you've ever had about Brad Holder and all these people that you've been investigating. That's what they're feeding into. They're tapping into the power of social media, and they're doing it quite well because there's a lot of psychology involved, and if you're not careful, you'll get consumed by it. You can be gaslit. You can be swept up in the sensationalism of all of it. You start leaning more towards the entertainment value than the victim side of things. You got atheist preachers. They act like they give a shit. They're crying on camera. Really, they don't care. Talking shit to other creators for being monetized while their shit is more monetized than anybody. It's just hypocrisy. And it's your responsibility to yourself to be cautious, not mine. But that is going to be it, guys. This was going to be a quick little live stream. So I want to give a shout out to everybody who called in. Thank you so much. Next time we'll get to you, Mr. Cypher. Hope you call in. Hope I wasn't too rough on you. And everybody in chat. What's up, JL? 63 clocks, anything I like. Deb, and we will, the link to the members is right there in the description. I will see you guys there in about 10, 15 minutes, okay? See you soon. Peace.